views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hola everyone, welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Reina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we'll find out about a free Memorial Day concert with the Bronx Arts Ensemble. And after that, we'll learn about an exhibit highlighting the lives of three sisters who had a profound influence in the Bronx. And next, we'll take a look into this year's Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade and find out about what you can expect. And later on in the show, Bobby C. brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, our Open Artist Spotlight features the powerful songstress, Kay Sloan. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is coming your way because now we are officially open. Hello and welcome to Open, everyone. I'm Reina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche for the next hour. Always inviting you to get social with us online. That's right. Tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV and like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, while you're there, don't forget to follow moi on Twitter, Instagram, FB, Snapchat, Insta Stories, LinkedIn at Reina Valentin. Okay, so on Sunday, May 28th, a Bronx Arts Ensemble will perform a free Memorial Day concert at Van Cortlandt Park. And, well, the audience will hear songs from classic films such as The Pink Panther and Modern Times, and they'll even hear some of their favorite tango selections. That's right. And here now to share more, we welcome the Bronx Arts Ensemble Executive Director, David Nussenbaum. Hello and good morning.
So first of all, a little gift on behalf of Bronx Arts Ensemble, official merchandise.
Nice, thank you.
So wear it. Actually, I don't think you're going to need it for rain on Sunday. It's going to be a nice day.
Yay.
But if it's a little bit sunny, wear it and keep the sun out of your eyes.
No, I'll just go like this just to show everybody fabulousness, only because, it took something to keep these curls in place today.
Right.
But I think we're through with the rain, as you said. Good for you.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to Sunday.
So you don't have to worry about a rain date?
No.
So tell us a little bit about this concert.
Well, it's something we've been doing for decades. It's a Sunday Memorial Day concert in Van Cortlandt Park. It's just south of the big parade grounds. Behind the old Van Cortlandt house. It's like near the tennis courts. Anyway, pretty easy to find. And we do this annual Memorial Day concert. And this year we're really going to do an encore performance of two of the great shows that we did in the Bronx, both using arrangements of the pianist, arranger Pablo Zinger, who has returned to Bronx Arts Ensemble as a guest artist. And as you said, it's going to be a real nice mix of songs, tango songs sung by three fabulous singers, one of whom is our current Young Artist of the Year award winner. She's a 21-year-old from the Bronx who goes to Queens College named Linda Collazo. Two other wonderful professional singers. And then, like you said, we're going to have some of those classic movie scores arranged for a small ensemble from Charlie Chaplin actually was a composer as well as a director and actor, and some other great composers like Nino Rota and Henry Mancini and others.
So it starts at 2.
2 o'clock on Sunday.
And how long of a concert?
About an hour and a half.
An hour and a half.
There'll be some chairs. You can bring your own picnic chairs and have a little picnic, but there will be some chairs there as well.
That's wonderful. I
Yeah,
love it. I
yeah,
love it.
we're
love
really
it, love
looking
it.
forward to
so
it.
it's actually family friendly, but it's also a nice
Totally.
place for a romance, an afternoon romance as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we're
And
looking forward to it.
because it's a family friendly environment, I wanted to talk a little bit about what the Bronx Arts Ensemble does for it within the schools.
Right,
And
right.
also to just kind of advise everybody on the importance of how art really it cultivates us
Sure.
as humans.
Sure, well, thanks. I mean, that is so central to our mission at Bronx Arts Ensemble. We started as a performing arts group, and we continue to perform throughout the Bronx different types of music for different types of ensembles. But way back when, in the 1980s, when the New York City schools system started to cut back on full-time arts teachers, we stepped in to fill a gap. So now we're at a point where we're at over 40 schools in the Bronx, where we provide music and dance and theater and visual arts training both in school and after school. And what's kind of fun is that I think we're going to show on the screen a list of all the schools where we're doing sort of, end of year culminating performances. Some of them are plays, some of them are musicals, some of them are music concerts where here they are.
Okay,
yeah.
so we're looking at the
where
school
now
performances.
we've already
Wow.
done some of those schools already in the month of May.
Right.
But looking into June, for those in the audience who have family in those particular schools, or even if you don't, you just want to go into a school in your neighborhood and see these kids in action, it's really, really a lot of fun.
So how do you even design the training, right? Because you teach from K to 12,
Right.
Right, and obviously
So-
the different style of training. And
Totally.
do you take them young as individuals and follow them within the school, or is it?
Well,
do they
there's a
have to
term,
remain in the
there's a
school?
technical term that I've learned, sort of called sequential learning. We'd like to be there with being able to take the same kid, K through 12. Not so easy in the New York City school system.
Right.
So we work closely with the schools. We have a whole cadre of 70 plus teaching artists who work with us year in and year out. We provide them professional development. They're wonderful, wonderful young artists who are also accomplished teachers. And they work closely with the classroom teachers. It's just a very fulfilling thing for everybody involved, and it's so important. I mean, we believe in STEM, we believe in reading, writing, and arithmetic, but we also believe that kids are going to do better in every sense of the word if there's some enrichment with art in their life.
I'm in agreement as an artist. I'm so with you, and I think it's wonderful that you guys have been able to implement these programs in
Yeah.
the schools, and that you
Yeah.
continue to do so. So, how do you decide what programs go into each schools, and how
Right.
do schools reach out to you to
Exactly.
invite you to be in there?
Well, interestingly, I'll tackle the last question. I mean, word of mouth has just spread. One administrator moves from one school to another or talks to a colleague about us, and we get calls, So there's not a lot of sort of aggressive marketing of our programs. It just sort of has built. And then to your first question about how we sort of build the programs, it's very much, we have a sort of core list of different types of instruments that we teach and dance styles that we teach, but we tend to sit down with the principal and assistant principal in the summertime and sort of plan things out for them. So that's the way it goes.
Well, right now we're looking at cello, violin. Are
right.
these some of the
These are some
instruments
of
that
our
are taught?
core professional regular players, Eliana, Jorge, Teresa on the cello, violin, and flute. We're actually on Sunday going to have a larger ensemble of 8 musicians. And Pablo Zinger playing the piano. And then Diana, who's a wonderful singer, is singing a tango song, and we have, as I said, 2 other singers who will be working with her. So it really promises to be a fun afternoon.
Okay, so we just went back to the concert. And,
Yeah.
it looks lovely.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it looks lovely.
Yeah.
And I was just curious to know if those are the instruments that you teach within the school system.
Well, as it happens, we do teach those instruments. We also teach African drumming. We teach keyboards, of course, guitar. So it's a combination of certain instruments that are practical in terms of being able to get to and from school and practice, affordable, but also instruments that make sense in terms of the kids' education. So, and then lastly, just to tell you, the Memorial Day concert is really the kickoff of a bunch of summer concerts that we do, all of them for free. So I think there's a list, here's the Memorial Day, but there's another list that we'll share with the audience of other upcoming concerts. There it is. So just very quickly, we have a partnership with Lehman Stages, where we do a family musical theater. We've been doing that for decades. So we're going to be doing the fairy tale The Princess and the Pea, acted out by some funky Lehman Stages actors and 3 of our musicians. That's going to be, basically you have to pay for the entry to the grounds at the Botanical Garden on the 11th of June, and then you get a free performance of The Princess and the Pea. So that's for your kids. And then the other list, and you can go to our website, bronxartsensemble.org, but a whole variety, a mix of summer concerts back in Van Cortlandt Park at Rockwood Circle, which is in the shade by the horse stables in the north of the park, and in the lovely air conditioning of Keating Hall at Fordham University. So another combination of other sorts of concerts.
In July, everybody will be pretty much ready to be inside for a little bit.
That works, yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank
David,
you, pleasure.
and to the
Okay.
Bronx Arts Ensemble.
Thanks.
All
See
the
you
work
next
you're doing.
time.
And you guys, the Bronx Arts Ensemble Memorial Day Weekend Concert, once again, is taking place on Sunday, May 28th at 2 p.m. at Van Cortlandt Park, located on Broadway and 242nd Street. And for more information on all of their upcoming summer concerts, you can visit BronxArtsEnsemble.org. We do have to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more Open after this.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs, just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Barry, time is running out. According to my calculations, 1 in 5 kids in America struggles with hunger. How can so many children face hunger when there's more than enough food to feed them all?
Babadoo.
You're right, Barry. We can help solve hunger by teaming up with Feeding America to get food to hungry kids in communities across the country.
Help Flint and the Feeding America network of food banks get food to the people who need it in your community. Find your local Feeding America food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
Together, we're Feeding America.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, we're always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV. And while you're there, tweet moi at Rina Valentin. We want to hear from you. So the Bronx Museum Heritage Center, along with Casita Maria for Arts and Education, will be opening a new exhibit featuring 3 sisters who had a profound influence in the Bronx, and Las Tres Hermanas. That's art and activism, tells the story of Evelina Lopez Antonetti, Lillian Lopez, and Elba Cabrera, and sheds light on their lasting legacy over the Bronx Puerto Rican community. And joining us now to share more, we welcome the co-artistic director at Bronx Music Heritage Center, Elena Martinez, and one of the three sisters is here, Elba Cabrera. Hello.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Oh my goodness, this is amazing, amazing. And I just want to say on air, thank you, Elena, for making this happen, because when I started reading about it, I was saying, why haven't we done a film about this? And it's a blessing that we have you here to talk about it.
Thank you.
So congratulations on this. I know it hasn't opened yet, but I'm just in awe over it. So let's just talk a little bit about, I guess, what inspired you to put this exhibit together.
Well, actually, this is the conceived. I had some partner, but also Christine Licata, who used to be at Casita Maria also. She had worked with Taya Boricua and I guess has a new Elba for a long time. And we both were working on the South Bronx Culture Trail, and this year the Culture Trail is dedicated to social justice. So we're like, this is the perfect time when we could do something about this story. I've done walking tours of the Bronx, musical walking tours, and I would always add in the work the history of United Bronx Parents. And the Bronx has this incredible history of a lot of activism, grassroots activism, but also that using culture and music and art to get the point across in the struggle. So, and then Evelina, Elba, and Lillian's stories are so important to the Puerto Rican community, for all of us, for our story, and for us in the Bronx. We have a long history of Puerto Rican women doing incredible stuff with arts and activism. There's people now doing more, but their story is, really the story of the 20th century and the work that was done with our community. So it's so very important. So Christine and I wanted to add it to the South Bronx Culture Trail this year.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You stepped a little bit out of the Bronx music for a minute. Well, I mean, you're a folklorist. So.
But it still has arts and music, because they worked with musicians and had musicians at rallies. So it all that comes together in the work.
There's nothing wrong with empowering the women, Elena. And then we have Elba Cabrera here in the flesh, right here, present. La madrina de las artes.
Oh, wow.
What a blessing.
I am so honored, to be representing my family. I know that if they were here, they would, especially Evelina, who was always out there, would be ecstatic. When they first came to me, Elena and Christina, with the idea, I gave my blessing, but I didn't think it was going to blow up, because it's really become really large. And all of a sudden, I'm saying, oh my God, this is really big. But I feel very humbled, very happy that my family, who came here so many, many years ago, is being recognized.
So in this exhibit, in imagery, is there a particular story being told? What is that story?
Well, in the Casita Maria part of it, when it opens up on June 1st, in Casita Maria, you can go there 4 to 6 for their reception. That's for a youth component. Nancy Mercado, the poet, and Edgardo Miranda, the graphic artist, got together to create a giant coloring book of sort of the life of the three sisters as they came from Puerto Rico and their work here. And it'll be a huge coloring book on the walls where kids can go and color in as well and get the story of their life. And then at the Bronx Music Heritage Center, the story is not so much like their entire life, because we don't have a huge museum. They need an entire museum to try to tell everything about their life. But we wanted to focus on this work with how the arts was elemental, foundational to their activism and their social justice work. So we will look at, through archival photos from the Center for Puerto Rican Studies, family photos from Elba and Joe Conzo Jr., her nephew, who was very helpful in getting this exhibit together. And also there'll be original artwork from some artists that have worked closely with Elba and the other sisters. So that the exhibit will be a mix of all that to sort of show, shed a light on that part of their lives.
This is wonderful.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just sitting here in awe, because I can only imagine what this exhibit is going to be and feel like, and I wonder what that feels like for you in reminiscing.
It's been difficult, because I've been forced to go back to memories of my family, and how we got here. But I have to give credit to my aunt, who came in 1923, and it was the person that started bringing us all here. Evelina came at age 11, 2 years before I came with my mother and Lillian, my other sister. So it's been a blessing, you know, to be here and to be able to work. My mother always wanted us to finish high school. She had only gone to 7th grade in Puerto Rico. And she said, all I want you to do is finish high school. And I think we've gone beyond that.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. So
above and beyond,
yes,
to say the least.
Yes.
And you continue.
Yes. And I continue for all of them. You know, I always say that I inherited Evelina and Lillian's friends, became my friends once they were gone. And I have to say this, that I've been very fortunate because I worked for the Association of Hispanic Arts for many years, and I met wonderful artists who not only gave me, but gave me a lot of their feeling about what the world is about. You know, I think artists are ahead of their time in telling people what this world should be like. And I was fortunate enough to work with Tato Laviera, Manny Vega, Nicolás Amor. I mean, I could just go on in naming people who have influenced me in this world.
That's wonderful. She just shouted out the late Tato Laviera, poet, writer, Manny Vega, artist, visual artist extraordinaire, and Nicolás Amor, the author. And so, yes, I'm in awe, and I congratulate you. And I can only imagine what this is going to become. It's a story, I think, that's overdue. It's really refreshing that you've chosen to shed light on it through visuals first, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
Could I say something?
Sure.
Centro de Estudios Puertorriqueños, Center for Puerto Rican Studies, has our papers. It has Evelina's, Lillian's, and mine, so that if there's a student or anyone that's interested in the Puerto Rican community and what we've done, they can actually go to Centro to
research further.
To research.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing that, because I think it's important, and it's really good that, we're on file and there's archives, right? Our history is important.
Repository for it,
That's
yeah.
right. All right, thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
The opening reception, you guys, once again, for Las Tres Hermanas Art and Activism will take place on Thursday, June 1st from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Yes?
Sorry, but 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock at Casita Maria first.
Okay,
for the
4
youth.
o'clock to 6 o'clock at Casita Maria first, which is
The Edgardo Miranda and Nancy Mercado's coloring book for youth of the
Okay.
life of the sisters.
okay. So it's 4 to 6 at Casita Maria, and then 6:30 to 9 at the Bronx Music Heritage Center. Okay, so you know what? You need to go to their website, because this is an exhibit that I think is so important, and it's going to be on display until September 9th. But for a full list of the details, you can go to thisisbronxmusic.org, and you'll get the full schedule and the breakdown. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more Open after this.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Coming to you from our BronxNet studios, 4 new shows highlighting some of the best of the Bronx has to offer. We sit down with political leaders in the district and discuss local legislation, events, and issues. See how the community and business come together with The Bronx Now on BronxNet. Nosotros features leaders from a Latino community. Meet those who are moving to make a difference in public service, business, arts, and culture. Looking for new and exciting dining experiences? Then you'll want to savor the Bronx and try new restaurants and eateries that fill the borough with delicious dishes. We have it all, so experience the Bronx in new and fresh ways on BronxNet.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Hey, welcome back to Open, everyone. It's that time of the year again, prom season. And Isabel's Empowering Queens recently hosted their third annual prom drive. BronxNet reporter Sabrina Burgess has more.
Isabel's Empowering Queens, a nonprofit organization, hosted their third annual prom drive, which aimed to serve underprivileged teenagers.
This is our third annual prom dress drive, and it has just been so inspiring and amazing. It has grown every year. As I said, it started off with one dress rack, and as you can see, is more than one. And the volunteers that have come out to support us, the donors that donated the dresses, the accessories. This was actually also a very important year because we had donations. It was the first time we collected for boys.
I was planning not to go to prom, so then my teacher told me about this program, and she's like, you will find a dress there. You could go and you will find something really nice.
At the event, both girls and boys were able to find prom attire. Donations range from suits, dresses, shoes, jewelry, and makeup.
I want to say y'all did a real good job because all of this is nice. Like, some of my friends just left too, so you know, yeah, I thought this was cool and nice.
There's a lot of pressure on parents. I'm a parent, and I know that you always want the best for your child. And when you can't afford to send them to prom, and they come here and they find the perfect dress, you see the happiness on their faces.
What started off with a simple dress drive has now grown into an organization that not only donates prom attire, but it also holds workshops to encourage self-love amongst teenage girls.
We also decided to do workshops to entice girls to come and learn about just loving themselves as a person, loving themselves as a woman. It doesn't matter what other people say about you or think about you, because God made you beautifully just the way you are, and we all have purposes.
This is Sabrina Burgess reporting for BronxNet.
And thank you, Sabrina Burgess, and welcome back to the studio. So for over 3 decades, the Puerto Rican community of the Bronx has come together to celebrate and embrace their culture with the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade. In the weeks leading up to the parade, there are pageants to determine the queen of each year's parade. Joining us now to share more, we welcome former queen of the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade, Wanda Guzman, and First Prince Marcos Colon, and Second Princess Rebecca Carrion, and this year's Queen Rosemary Colon. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, here's the first thing I would like to just put out there that I so appreciate about the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade's Royal Court, and that is there's no age criteria. Right. I love that. I love that. And so who would like to just talk about, I guess, any contemplations that they may have had even joining the pageant?
Well, if I may, I've run 3 years and I've been the oldest. I'm 58 years old. And I don't think there's any problem with seniors like I myself joining. They opened us with open arms, and I enjoy it, because I want to show the women out there my age that nothing is impossible. It doesn't matter what age you are. You could do it. You could do it.
And beauty, you know.
Beauty, there's no beauty. This is about your heritage. There is no beauty, no matter what size you are, thin, little chunky, it doesn't matter. You are more welcome to come in with open arms.
It's about your heritage.
Absolutely.
I like that. I
Absolutely.
like that you mentioned that.
Definitely culture.
Definitely.
Well, yes,
Definitely
and the thing about it is that I served as a madrina last year. I'm very proud of
remember,
that.
we remember. Yes, we do,
Thank you, and I'm only saying that because I got to judge this year's. I was the head judge
Right.
for the male pageant, and you're the first prince or the second prince?
First.
First. I think I said that right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm just caught up with you because I remember looking at all the men and some of them, I think from just, I guess, pageant standards, you would think automatically were going to be the runner-ups. And I was so happy that you won. What were you, first runner-up?
First.
First runner-up?
yeah.
Yeah, first runner-up. And so if you don't mind sharing a little bit about what that was for you, because I think you were the oldest one.
I was the oldest one.
You
yeah.
were the oldest
I
one,
was
right?
shocked, because these are young guys and good-looking men, and they look models, Even though I did that when I was younger, but now I'm thinking I'm older. Could I compete with these guys?
What made you decide
but it
to do
became
that?
why a friend, somebody. I'm a musician, and I've always dealt with the music and performing and all of that. But this was different. This was like, do you want to do something alone? And I said, I'll try it. And it became a great experience because then I got to meet people that were younger than me, that they expressed this camaraderie with me, and it was just like they treated me like if I was their age, and that's how I felt with them. And it was a lot of fun. I'm 64 years old. I think the next guy,
That's amazing. You don't look it at all.
64, 23, 22. That was the age range. It was amazing.
Congratulations.
And thank you.
I was happy that you won. Yeah. And I'm like you, I live in denial. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm 23 too. Moving on. So we have, so how was that for you, putting a crown on your head and walking around life wearing a tiara?
Oh my gosh, it's been an amazing experience. I came into this to learn a little bit more about culture, a way to represent the Puerto Rican culture in a positive way. And I just gained a big family. Like with us, it's not about competition, it's about the family. And I have sisters, I have a mom and pop now.
Thank you.
And it's awesome.
That's nice.
It's really awesome.
That's nice. So it became more than just
It
the
has.
actual
It
competition.
has become more.
And the parade hasn't even gotten here yet.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
I get a lot of daughters and a lot of great daughters in this pageant. We walk in and they're right away, Grandma, hey Mom. It's like all the time, and I feel so honored. I didn't have girls, but I have a lot of girls now.
That's wonderful.
A lot of daughters.
It's wonderful that you embrace it
Yes,
too. Because
yes,
I would
I
be in
love it.
denial.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
No, I love it. I love it.
So, as a board member, I wanted you to share more about I guess, everything that's about to occur leading up to the parade. I believe there's a festival going on the day before. So, what's left in this process?
Well, the season for the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade just started, even though the parade and the festival is happening
So
now.
basically, we just went through the pageants.
We just went through the pageants right now.
and
Now
the Royal Court.
it's the Royal Court. We show up to many community events. We get a lot of invitations to go to different parades. When I ran, also what you were speaking on before, I'm going to be 47. So I was like, there's no way that I can do this. I mean, I ran when I was younger with my mom put me in pageants, and as an adult woman with grandchildren, and I saw the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade, and I see an older lady with a crown and a sash. I'm like, what's going on here? I thought it was just, once you're 21, that's it, you're over the hill. And the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade is like, we're not about that. You want to join the pageant? We made one just for the women who want to find themselves. And even though I felt that I was confident, there was a different kind of level of confidence that you gain with your culture and your pride in the parade. And even if the first couple of times I competed, I didn't win, they're like, come, join our parade. It's still about celebrating family.
That's why I
that made me want to join.
That was in 2015, right? And
well,
here we are.
2012 is when I first
started.
When I
started
first
your
saw,
process,
when I
right,
started the
but
process.
now you're a board member.
Now I'm a board member.
And so that's it. You married the parade,
I
which
married.
is wonderful. It became your family as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
And we are running out of time, and I wanted everyone to know a little bit more about the events that you guys are going to be holding leading up to the parade.
Well, we just had a fundraiser because it's all about the sponsorships and the scholarship for the contestants.
Right.
We do we
For the next
scholars,
generation.
right?
Mhm.
And we also do the parades. You know, the floats. We need sponsorships, and it's about we're trying to make more events. The funding is the difficult part of joining the board. It's the
Right.
funding, but as many events as we can have throughout the year, we need the support, the community support.
And of course, you know, at minimal, they need you on the grand
You,
concourse
absolutely.
waving your flag.
Absolutely. Everyone needs to come out and support.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much for being
Thank you
here.
for having us.
Congratulations to you all
Thank you.
on finding your new familia.
Yes.
You know, even though we're all familia.
That's right.
That's how Boricuas roll. And so the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade, it's actually taking place on Sunday, June 4th, along the Grand Concourse from 192nd Street to Van Cortlandt Avenue East. And it all begins at 10 a.m. And for more information, visit bxprparade.com. Okay, we're taking a quick break, but don't go anywhere. There's more open when we return.
Thank you.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man, women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
This is Bobby C. reporting from Yankee Stadium, where Yankees Hope Week is nothing short of super again. A rainy day at the ballpark Thursday, no worries though, plenty of smiles to go around. A moment of magic. Volunteers wearing Disney princess costumes surprised children with pediatric cancer. Shortly after, Yankees general manager Brian Cashman, along with pitchers Masahiro Tanaka, Jordan Montgomery, Michael Pineda, CC Sabathia, and Luis Severino, dressed up as popular superheroes to surprise the children.
We come out here and we hope that we can cheer people up, and just to see one kid smile, I think it makes it all worth it. I mean, that's what we're here to do. This is our platform, and we feel like you try to reach as many people as possible, and today was a good day.
I was so happy to be involved because I know the Yankees always do an amazing job with Hope Week, and so just to be a part of it is a great gift to myself. So I was so thankful to be a part of today.
The Yankees are a great person. We got a lot of young guys here. They want to help, and it feels good to be here with the kids and helping, playing with them and doing a lot of stuff.
It's a unique opportunity for us to connect with people on a human level, really. I mean, a lot of the organizations and the families and the kids that we try and honor are, they're really beacons of light who have to overcome, in many cases, some tremendous obstacles. And for basically the whole organization, I think it's something that we all look forward to.
The Moment of Magic was founded in December 2014 by Kylie McGrain and Maggie McAndrew, both English majors who graduated last weekend from the College of Mount St. Vincent in the Bronx. With the help of college-aged volunteers, the program arranges visits to sick children, primarily those with pediatric cancer in hospitals, schools, and social service institutions.
Kylie and I were so surprised. We had no idea. We thought we were just coming here to hang out with these kids that we love so much. So to have the Yankees, really stand behind something that we believe in so strongly, and the donation information from them is going to help us reach so many more children, which is the main mission of us. We want to get to as many kids as possible and make their day as special as possible.
Just as much as it's a fairy tale coming true for the child, it also, you know, gives this volunteer this amazing sense that they did something beautiful and got to love a child, and it's just really all around an incredible experience.
The Yankees traded in their pinstripes for capes. Very cool. As mentioned, Hope Week has been going strong since 2009. It is based on the fundamental belief that acts of goodwill provide hope and encouragement to more than the recipient of the gesture. Hope Week concludes today with one more special event here in the Bronx. Check out Yankees.com for more. As for the pinstripers on the field, the first place Yankees hold a 2.5 game lead over Baltimore in the American League East, despite going 5-5 over their last 10 games. Before Thursday's rainout at Yankee Stadium, the Bombers topped Kansas City 3-0 Wednesday night. They will continue their homestand this weekend against Oakland and then head to Baltimore on Memorial Day for a key 3-game series with the Orioles. While the surprise Yankees are 27-17, the injury-ravaged Mets are 19-26, 8.5 back of the Washington Nationals in the National League East. The Mets are 3-7 over their last 10, including a 4-3 loss to San Diego Thursday night at Citi Field. The club will try and get back on track this weekend in Pittsburgh. The NBA Finals matchup is set for a third straight year. Will be Golden State and Cleveland squaring off for the right to be kings of the hardwood. And Thursday night, the king himself, LeBron James, etched his name into the record books once more as the Cavs eliminated the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference semifinals. James moved past Michael Jordan as the all-time leading NBA postseason scorer in the 135-102 final. James says he wanted to be Jordan as a kid, but he is proud he has become the all-time leading NBA postseason scorer while maintaining his unselfish style of play. The Warriors swept San Antonio out west and are a record 12-0 heading into the finals. Both the Cavs and the Warriors have been dominant. I picked Cleveland in a rematch at the start of the year, but with the finals upon us, I think many NBA fans would be hard-pressed to pick against Golden State. I could see the Warriors taking that series in 7 this year. I'm entitled to change my finals pick. I made it in October of last year. I also saw the Penguins winning it once again on the ice, but boy, oh boy, I had to sweat it out on Thursday night. Not a rash of injuries, not facing 2 of the league's top 4 teams, nor double OT in Game 7 were enough to hold back Sidney Crosby and a Penguins team utterly determined to give themselves a chance to repeat as Stanley Cup champions. The Pens earn a return trip to the Stanley Cup Finals and a 3-2 double overtime victory against Ottawa. Pittsburgh will meet red-hot Nashville. The Predators ousted Anaheim in 6 games to reach their first Stanley Cup final. Sid the Kid and the Pens refuse to lose. I'll stick with them to repeat. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. Free agent wide receiver Victor Cruz has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Chicago Bears, saying Thursday he believes he has a lot left in the tank after 7 years with the New York Giants. He also alleges that the G-men stopped throwing him the ball this season, which contributed to his lower numbers and ultimately the club's option to let him go in free agency. After a competitive battle, Nike re-signed the most valuable football player on its roster in Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Terms were not disclosed, but sources with knowledge of the deal say it's for 5 years and worth in the neighborhood of $5 million a year, the richest shoe deal for an NFL player and about 2 times more than any previous deal Nike had done with a football player. The National Football League announced 3 changes to the game on Tuesday, but the one getting the most attention has to do with end zone celebrations. For years, the league has limited how players could celebrate following touchdowns and for how long. The rules have been loosened for the 2017 season, allowing players to again use the football as a prop, celebrate as a group, and roll around on the ground if they like. The NFL is the no fun league no more. And speaking of fun, the Yankees have added a nice touch to the ballpark in the Judges' Chambers in right field. The team has reserved this space for kids from local youth programs in the future, but for now chooses 18 random ticket holders and gives them robes, wigs, and foam gavels with which they can cheer on the 25-year-old slugger. Terrific idea. This, of course, is a big weekend in motorsport, folks. NASCAR will be running the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte. Formula One racing gears up for the Monaco Grand Prix. And of course, here in the States, the Indy 500 takes center stage on Sunday. More on the greatest spectacle in racing in the C-list. Stay tuned. We'll preview the race with defending champion Alexander Rossi. But first, we pay some respect to a motorsport legend. Nikki Hayden passed away on Monday at 35 years young. Hayden's death feels like it's more than a tragedy for someone who spent his life at excess of 220 miles per hour, putting his life on the line each time he climbed aboard a Honda or Ducati to lose his life life while cycling in Italy is tough to comprehend. He is the last American to win the MotoGP championship, doing so in 2006. Rest in peace, Kentucky Kid. Those are the headlines. On to better news in motorsport. Here's our exclusive C-list with the Indy 500 champ.
Joined now by defending champion of the Indianapolis 500, Alexander Rossi. Alexander, thank you so much for joining us.
No, my pleasure.
As you gear up for 101, in your opinion, can the sequel be better than the original?
I certainly hope so. I mean, we won last year just by running out of gas after we had a pretty difficult start to the race. So this year we're starting on the front row. We have a really, really quick car. All of Andretti Autosport has done an amazing job with 6 cars entered in the Indianapolis 500 this year, and I think all of us have a shot to win. And I'd love to do it with the engine running this time.
I can't think of a better person to ask when the 500's coming up. As the champion, why should fans tune in on Sunday to watch the race?
Well, first of all, it's the largest single-day sporting event in the world. It's a pretty special thing to be a part of, whether you're a spectator, someone watching at home, or participating in it. And you've got 33 guys going over 230 miles an hour for 500 miles, and it's one of the few races where there's a true chance for any of the 33 guys to actually win it, because it is such a long race and so much goes on that's kind of out of your control. That you really never know who's going to win until who's coming out of the last corner on the last lap.
Last year after the 500, you got a chance to come to New York, and now obviously back again. And what are your impressions of the Big Apple?
Oh, I love New York. I lived for 5 years in London, and I loved my time in London, but I always compared New York to like a newer, better version of London. So I have a lot of friends here, and I enjoy every time I get to come here.
You've kind of become the face, I would say, of the league. Do you take a lot of pride in knowing that you're kind of building the sport? Because I feel like more and more people have decided to tune in because of your victory.
Oh, 100%. I appreciate you saying that. We're, as a series, as the Rising IndyCar Series, as Andretti Autosport, or as myself personally, as Alexander Rossi, we're trying to build everything to become a bigger platform in the United States and globally. And I think the 100th running was a huge success. And there was a lot of momentum that we generated off of that race. And, there's a lot of very good people working very hard to grow all 3 of those areas in as big of a way as possible to hopefully make IndyCar and motorsports more of a household talked about thing in the U.S.
Well, congratulations again and good luck.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Rossi will try and make it 2 in a row. He is on the front row along with Scott Dixon, who is on the pole. The New Zealander finished with a 4-lap average of 232.164 miles per hour, claiming his 3rd 500 pole with the best qualifying run in 21 years. The former 500 champ is the favorite. Shockingly, Rossi is somewhat of a long shot for a man who won it last year, but as he said, luck does play a big role, something another favorite in the namesake Marco Andretti has not had over the years. I'll be rooting for a great race. Rossi is as nice as they come. It's hard to root against him. Fans will be tuning in to watch F1's Fernando Alonso try and win the 500 as a rookie. I expect to see that group of Dixon, Rossi, Andretti, and Alonso in the top 5. For the driver that gets to kiss the bricks in victory lane, milk never tasted so good. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.
Welcome back to Open, everyone. It's now time for this week's Open Artist Spotlight.
The Open Artist Spotlight is made possible in part with public funds from the Bronx Council on the Arts through the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Program.
This week's Spotlight shines on a talented singer from Detroit who moved to New York City to pursue her passion. After collaborating with friends, she decided to write her own music, and she recently released her first EP, Blank Pages. Performing for us now, we welcome to the Open Artist stage, Kay Sloan.
I'm already so far gone from here, and I sent help in a bottle, staring on through to the other end, drinking water in all the while. All my messages I'm echoing, don't know if they made it. Decision is I'm wearing thin, made me bound to break in. I can't take it when I'm wrong. I've been writing all these songs, talking about my stupid heart, build my body out of steel. Sinking in, I feel waves are taking me down, turn me over and around. Feel my foundation tear me apart. It used to be like hoping. I don't know if I'm floating anymore. Oh, I am singing in the crowd, and so far, it feels like I never ever made a sound. Oh, I let my body release, staring on through to the other end. No one's listening, so you see, all my messages I'm echoing, don't know if they made it. Decision is I'm wearing thin, maybe bound to break in. I can't take it when I'm wrong. I've been writing all these songs, talking about my stupid heart, build my body out of steel. Sinking in, I feel waves are taking me down, turn me over and around. Feel my foundation tear me apart. It used to be like hoping. I don't know if I'm floating anymore. I could fly if I want to, so far gone. I am so far, can't say goodbye if I wanted to, so far gone. I am so far, I could fly if I wanted to, so far gone. I am so far, can't say goodbye if I wanted to. Talking about my stupid heart, build my body out of steel. Sinking in, I feel waves are taking me down, turn me over and around. Feel my foundation tear me apart. It used to be like hope. I don't know if I'm floating. Oh, it used to be like hope, baby. I'll float again. Oh.
Hey, Sloan, everyone! So, oh my my goodness. Let's meet everybody. That was so soulful, right? I'm feeling it. I'm like, yes. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Can we meet everybody?
Yes, absolutely. So right over here is Jack Allen. He's on guitar. This is Ayanda James. She's on the drums. Yes.
I was loving feeling
yes,
it.
Absolutely.
Yes. We got a woman on percussion.
Yes. My favorite. And this is Chris Vega. He's on keys, but normally he's on the bass.
Oh,
So.
nice. Well, welcome. And thank you for being here with live instruments. And you can shut off your phone because you're on air right now. It's all good. All good. It happens. But no, this is amazing that you guys actually came with instruments. And we love when it's live. And so just getting to know you a little bit before we close out the show, I wanted to know what brought you here to New York?
To New York City. I originally came here to do musical theater, actually. So, and I also went to grad school at NYU, and I studied educational theater there, and I ended up being a teaching artist. But I came here to be on Broadway. That's what I wanted to do. And then I went out and started going to all these auditions, and I was like, I don't like this at all. So I went back to the drawing board once I got here, and I realized that singing and songwriting was a passion that I also had. So I started to pursue that
and
about
fashion
2 years ago.
Too.
And fashion, yeah.
Yes, no, but the songwriting is important because you have like about 20 under your belt now?
Yeah, more
20?
than that actually, yeah.
Ouch.
I'd say about like 50 songs.
In 2 years?
In 4 years.
In 4
yeah,
years.
It's been like 4 years, yeah.
So you sing all of your original?
Yeah, I sing originals. I sing covers too.
You do?
Yeah, we did a couple covers at last night's set, The Bitter End. So
Nice. Okay, so there. Here's the thing. We're running out of time, and we want to make sure that we hear you and also advise our audiences where they can obtain your music and or where they can see you perform live.
Absolutely. Okay, so you can get my music on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon, CD Baby. That's the main distributor. And my EP is called Blank Pages EP. And next up, we'll be at Rockwood, July 28th on Friday at 12 midnight. So it's the late night set. It's gonna be great.
Cool. You're awesome. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
Good luck. Yes. No. I love your style,
Thank
and
you
I
so
love
much.
what you bring, and definitely good luck on your new journey or your choice of direction, right? Because you're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go there.
Exactly.
And I think you have a future, a really nice bright one.
Thank you.
With those bright flowers on your head. All right, they're rubbing us up. They're like, all right, let her sing. Here you go, Kay Sloan, everyone.
Thank
Woo!
you.
All right. So once again, you guys, for more on Kay Sloan, visit her social media, Kay Sloan. And that is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.tv. I'm Rina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Adios. I leave you with the beautiful Kay Sloan.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. La da da, la da da, la da da, la da da, la da 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 do. Oh, la da 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 do. Take a walk with me. There's something different about you. Maybe sip some tea and see what's missing, don't you? Don't you find the need to figure out my style? That's okay, you see, I wasn't looking for you. But if I know about me, I think I'm searching for someone to make me see the other side. Try to keep sitting down and maybe talk for a while, and you can tell me those things guaranteed to make me smile, to make me smile, to make me smile, to make me smile. 'Cause I love your smile, your smile. I love your smile. I know it's been a day.